such a challenge to get to this for our second live for the month. And that's going to be because of the energy. We just started a pre retrograde, started on the 13th, June 13th. And that was also Universal 2 Day. And we are New Yorkers by nature, and the Knicks won last night. Yay! It was so much energy. It was a perfect day for them to win. One, it was a Universal 2 Day because that's about collaboration, and it was the start of the pre-retrograde. So that's telling me a lot of good energies coming up. This is not going to be like a retrograde like others. I am feeling some big forward progress because of the Universal 1 year that we have this year. You're going to see a lot more new beginnings starts. The fact that they won last night is a new beginning, fresh start. I mean, that hasn't happened since like the 70s. The second thing is, I told you guys last year that this year a lot of new leaders are going to be born. And I don't know if anyone's been paying attention, but you live on the rock if you haven't really noticed what's going on in California with Spencer Pratt that has been running for mayor. Keep an eye on that one. That is the start of a new leader. I'm telling you, you're gonna hear a lot more from him going forward because that's the kind of energy that's happening this year. You're gonna see a lot more of that, people taking stage. And so this is your time, guys, to really take stage and do what you have to do and show up in the world. I got some dates for you guys, but I'm gonna let Douglas talk it over because we have to talk about the energies of this retrograde that's coming up, and also tonight's a new moon.
Mm. Yes, yes. So I want to just say welcome everybody. We are in a beautiful party celebration season. In general, it's very much time, and the astrology is matching all of this high vibration, rah rah, sis kumbah energy that we're picking up. To kick things off, we'll go a little shadow first to kick things off, and then we'll go to the party aspect. Shadow aspect. We do have Mercury in retrograde in the sign of Cancer. It started on June 13th. It's in the pre-shadow phase now. So between the 13th and the 28th, we're really going to be looking at observing themes in our life that are to our ire, little hiccups, little headaches, because once June 29th and to some degree June 30th, when Mercury retrograde is at its peak, it's those kinds of sort of hiccups that are going to really bubble to the surface. Now, I want to give everyone a heads up that the post shadow phase, it's going to last until August 7th. So we are going to be with Mercury retrograde in Cancer for really a chunk of the summer. Within that, this retrograde's asking us to slow down as any retrograde would. Because it's in the sign of Cancer, it's all about ancestral healing, healing both dynamics of the chosen and biological family, healing emotional patterns, healing anything related to our intuition, our house and home, and our relationship with our emotional body. So we have to slow things down in order to tend to our past, tend to like the sub basement of our being, because we have to be able to clear that stuff out even further so that we can manifest. So that is the shadow side a little bit there. But the beautiful side of this retrograde of Mercury in Cancer is that if we're so inclined, slowing down can feel really good, especially for us folks in the northern hemisphere where it's summer. Just leaning into some of that relaxation, leaning into some of that um, self healing while also having a restorative practice taking place during this time as well. Now, let's kick the party up though, because the energies are high. When the retrograde started yesterday with Mercury, we also had Venus moving into the sign of Leo. So, Stacy, when you mentioned
Mm.
babies, this is a baby making season, especially if we're slowing down and relaxing. Where are we going to slow down and relax so often in our beds, so often coupling with someone? So if anybody is inclined to have babies right now, it is a time between now and like mid-July, especially. It's just such fruitful soil for having babies,
Hmm.
if you
I'd
will.
like to chime in. Does that also mean you can slow down and seed new creations?
Yes, absolutely. And the
According to
creations can be art. Yep, they can be babies, art, taking care of animals in that way. Um, when we think of creation, we're saying, what are we creating? It doesn't just have to be art. It could be us and the vibe that we're creating in our life together, as a beautiful example. It could be really just what is the person creating? And that is going to be a beautiful point for the first chunk of the summer to lean back into the Cancer, the Mercury in retrograde in Cancer. As we know, Cancer will be the most impacted. So that is a focus on Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, or any of personal planets in Cancer. Check your natal chart and your house to see what needs to be tended to emotionally and dynamically within very close family like relationships. Extended out from that, cardinal signs are also equally impacted. So that includes Capricorn, Aries, and Libra. And to a lesser degree, the water signs are impacted. So that does include Pisces and Scorpio. Now, before I continue, do you want to say anything about that, Stacy, or add to anything? Because I'm going to dive right into Venus and Leo, but I don't want to just leave us there if you have questions or
Um,
anything.
the energy for the month, because it's a 7 month, is about slowing down to speed up. So
Oh,
I, even with this live, we wanted to do it about a week ago, and Mother Nature energetically has been slowing us down to kind of just tend to self first, because with the energy of this whole year, because it's a 1 year, one is going to want to tend to move fast and just get it out and not tend to our bodies. Right? You were talking about being in Cancer and and going within and tending to your body first. Because I personally have just been neglecting the sleep part and just been coffeeing it up and keeping going. But within the last week, I've given up the coffee, which has made me naturally slow down, because not when you
mm,
give up those chemicals, your body, you feel your real body and what's really telling you. And part of it, it's like
interesting.
you need to slow down a bit, take more walks, take more like care of that inner part, and then the outer will shine a lot more easier and faster. So that's something in my own personal
Yes.
life I've been finding out, because I'd like, oh, I wake up, I didn't get enough sleep. Let me just chug some coffee or some matcha and just ram through it. And I'm like, I don't feel like I'm supposed to do that anymore, because
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, I don't feel the best. I feel drained, because your body's gonna you're gonna feel what it feels eventually anyways. Can't keep numbing it. So I love that that's
Yeah.
what this retrograde is about. And I also love that this month, particularly in June, is a great month to just slow down, tone to yourself, and speed up. And it includes with your
Really.
communication too, because we are in Gemini season. So you make sure that when you're communicating with people this month, because the seven energy is very intellectual, it's very analytical. Use your words with wisdom and care, and just, you know, you could hurt a person if you want to. You do have that power. But do you need to? That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. Your words have power this month, and you could use your words for negotiating, for slowing down, for doing contracts, for like getting into new kind of deals. That's how you want to use this energy, not to wordsmith and just like cut people down, because you do have, I mean, you can have that energy. It's within it. So that's I'll give you guys some dates after Doug talks about the astrology part right now, and I give you guys some dates. What I would say is the ones that are maybe most important impacted this month, like I was saying, is life path 7, life path 1 as well, because it's the whole year is a 1 year. But with the 7, you also want to, if you have a person of your 7, you will also be effective as well this month too. It's just about walking in your truth, being in your truth, and making sure your truth is your truth, which you could only hear your truth when you slow the F down.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
mile a minute,
For
you
sure.
can't hear what your soul is telling you. Okay? Go ahead.
I just want to give a nice shout out to at Jen Diablo. Thank you for the
Thank you.
celebration. We are supporting Japan. I'm watching that match later today at a watch party. So let's go for
Oh,
the
I forget that's going on. There's so much energy happening at this time.
so
This is
much.
why you have to consciously slow down, because you're going to want to do everything, because the energy is
And
so.
that's such a kicker, Stacey. Yes, because we are in such a high party mode right now. We do have the universe is like, please slow down. Please take care of yourself. Do not stress yourself within partying. With that, I want to wish everybody a happy new moon in Gemini today
Yes.
because
Let's
that's
talk about the
also
new
taking
moon.
place.
Yes. I would love to.
So,
What can we do to manifest? What do we need to like? Give me all the
sure,
juices.
sure. So, I think for this particular new moon, What I keep picking up on is that the key word is curiosity.
Mm.
What are we curious about? What do we have a passion and drive to seek out more information about? Because that's really Gemini. Gemini always has a bad rap being like two-faced or lying or something of that nature. But in actuality, Gemini energy is high efficient when it comes to information processing. So a strong Gemini signature can switch its opinion when given enough information, and that can be jarring for everyone else. And I say that for everybody because as a collective, we have these new beginnings or these seed opportunities. And as we're cultivating the seeds that we're planting today, quite literally what we want to manifest today, it can be of a bit ire to other people who don't understand where we're coming from because there is just such a palpable switch happening for folks with this particular new moon. I want to harken back to that previous blue moon that we had last month at the last day of last month in Sagittarius, because that marked a point that I felt very personal as a timeline shift. And 2 weeks later, being in this Gemini new moon, I mean, we had talked about to Stacy where there is this idea that if you're in a timeline shift, you're supposed to be doing things differently in order to be maintained in that timeline. And I would ask everyone in the chat today, what is it that you're curious about? And what adventure do you want to seek out? Other people be damned. What is it
Mm.
that you would like? Because that tethers itself into everything that we're talking about in terms of manifestation. But this is a new moon, so it's new opportunities, it's fresh new starts, and maybe things that you're not, us individually, are not able to recognize is an opportunity that's on the horizon anyway. So let's say for the rest of this week, a new job appears or a new romantic interest appeared. We didn't even know it was there, but it's coming full force. That's the kind of new moon energy that we're talking about. Sidebar, if everyone wants to get a little spicy, from what I was talking about with the Venus in Leo and that slowdown of Mercury in Cancer, um, I would definitely, and with the new moon in Gemini, I would encourage anybody who's casually dating to wear protection because this is baby making season. Now that I mean, it was just like a download just now, like, please, if you don't want children, use protection because this is fertile soil for children. Think of March 2020, 2027. That's what we're thinking of. Excuse me, everybody. I have a little bit of a cough. But with this new moon, so who's impacted? Well, of course, Gemini's impacted, and they're up for the most opportunity for manifestation. And opposition is Sagittarius, so they're next up. It's more of a that's more of a surprise opportunity. For Gemini's direct manifestation work. For Sagittarius, it's surprising opportunities. Next up is Pisces and Virgo, equally matched. And there's a little bit of mixed nature in terms of the effort. For Virgo and Pisces, a little bit more than Gemini this year because we do have Mercury, Gemini's ruler, still going into retrograde. So our lucky signs for this week with this new moon are both Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. So wherever you have that energy in your natal chart, whatever house and whatever other placements are there, I would take a closer look at those particular themes to see where you can manifest from those particular themes of that house and conglomerate. So it's a good time. It's a really good time to be alive. And I just want to wish everybody a really continue to take care of yourself with this new moon because your dreams are going to come true whether you realize the dream or not.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. And you can only realize it's coming true when you kind of slow down and take a bird's eye view of what you've accomplished
Yeah.
already. You
Yep.
have to, and especially since we're in year 1, I need you guys to look back at the last 9 years and see how far you've gone. See what you've accomplished and where you're at now. I'm just gonna give you guys some dates to look out for the next 2 weeks. We'll be back again on the 28th. We were gonna try to push for each week, but like we said, slow down. So we're gonna do every 2 weeks and get you guys your updates, okay? So stick with us and we will stick with you. Now, first up, I want to talk about is what are we on right now? Is the 6:15, which is tomorrow. So that's Universal 4 day. So that is a great day for planning, putting stuff in order, structure, planning. The word of the day is planning. And you want to plan in places that are solid in your foundation. So a house. If you want to buy a house, a good time for you to really look into that and the practical steps to do that. Maybe you want to buy a new vehicle, it's a good time for you to go look at car dealerships and stuff. Be practical about it. If you want to start a work project, that's the day to really, you know, put in the work of that. And you want to use that energy. That's going to be 6:15, which is tomorrow, and we also have 6:24. June 24th is also the next 4 days. I'm using Universal 4 days right now because that is really good plan. Because with the sin energy, you can
Mhm.
use your intellect as also your spirituality because it's spirit and mind, and really dig in those 2 days. Now the next day I want guys, next 2 days I want you guys to look out for is going to be June 18th, which is a Universal 7 day. And what means we have a double seven energy. So I need you guys to be not so mindful. Meaning don't get caught up in head on those days. Because the energy of the double sin is gonna, it has the tendency to make a person overthink. But whenever you're overthinking, tap into the other side of seven, which is spiritual side. Meditate, sit with
Mm.
source, ask higher self for guidance, and you'll get the guidance. It's also great for writing. So whoever's writing a book, whoever's trying to do a blog, nail down on those days and write. The 18th, June 18th is very, very potent for the writer. Now, June 19th is Universal 8 day, so that's a day for abundance and money. So it's because of all the intellectual planning and spirituality and combining mind and spirit for the month that you've been doing, some big harvest can come on June 19th. Big harvest, big checks, big amounts, big bountiful, glorious rewards because you planted all the right seeds. That is the last day I do have for you guys. I have one more day for you guys. I always want to point out the 1 days. June 21st is a Universal 1 day. That is going to be a great day for starting new stuff, new products. If you got an interview, you could start it that day because it's a day. Whenever there's a 1 day, it means you have the opportunity to shine bright like a diamond. So make sure you guys turn out for that. And also, if you want to pick up my daily numerology guide, boom, boom, it's available on Amazon. You have every single numerology day for the whole year, and you'll be able to know exactly what is going on and how to plan for everything. All right. And also, if you do to learn your own numerology, then you can go ahead and join my Soul Code Numerology Blueprint course. It's going to be listed in the description. This is how you guys are going to really to align with your true purpose and your chart and not have to white knuckle it because your soul give you the roadmap beforehand. Go ahead, Dougie.
I just want to highlight one date that stood out for me that you were mentioning, and that is June 21st. It's a universal one day. It is also the summer solstice. Excuse me, and the start to
Somebody just
Cancer.
said there's a Trump shout out. That's funny. It's birthday today.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes, 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 yes. So it is a celebration day, everybody. You see, like you see, the celebrations just keep rolling in. It just keep rolling in. And the
Whether
beautiful
you
thing
like
is
him
that
or not, it is his birthday.
exactly.
That's funny.
Stacey, I was just gonna say the party doesn't negate anybody today. Everybody gets a
No,
seat at the table for the celebration, no matter the background. And that's the
this is
big
true.
universal truth about what this universal love piece is. It gets a little uncomfortable when we don't like someone, but we have to maybe be humble enough to show a little humanity. Just saying.
Yeah,
I don't
especially
know.
when they're in charge of our whole country type of stuff. Like,
You know, it just, of all people. Any case, not to get too political. The
yeah, that's again.
21st.
But also, speaking of celebration, July 4th is our 250-year anniversary in America.
Yes, yes.
Congratulations.
So the party, it's just an
And that's for
ongoing
the
party.
retrograde.
Okay, so yeah, and
Go
that's the
ahead.
beautiful thing because my Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, personal planets, your energy is about to kick up with a universal day one because on the 21st is the start of Cancer season. It is a huge manifestation
Oh,
day for Cancer season, or I should say for Cancer energy. It's also going to be a beautiful time for anything that's related to the home or spending time with family. This and it's also Father's Day, guys. The
wow.
party, you see it, you see it. Do you see it? For anybody having a difficult time right now, because we're talking about parties and maybe not everybody's in a party mode, opposite side of this is to really dive deep into your own party, heal what needs to be healed, and celebrate yourself. Because the tricky part about Venus and Leo during this time is that we're all applauding each other. But if it's not reciprocal and balanced, that can really, especially with Mercury in retrograde and Cancer, that can lead to a lot of egos, a lot of hurt emotional bodies. So I do encourage if you're not place. Find time to celebrate yourself. Heal what you need to heal and tend to what you need to tend to along the way as you do so. But if no one is here to celebrate you, you have to take that upon yourself to celebrate yourself.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. That's
Parties,
a
the
good
party doesn't have to wait for anybody.
no, no. And with the energy, with the universal year one energy, you're supposed to celebrate yourself because that's how that could
Oh,
be mirrored back to you.
yeah.
You put you first and the rest will follow. It has to be mirrored. But if you're celebrating everybody else, that's what reality is going to continue to mirror to you. So
Hmm.
keep that and it's reciprocal. It's reciprocal. And Doug, go back from high school days. We won't date ourselves that much, but but we've always had the mutual of give and take of respect and reciprocalness, not that whole like competitiveness that culture and people have been secretly been in. There's just no need for that. Remember, you celebrate a person's win, the universe will give you back even more wins. Okay. So keeping
Yeah.
that, tell the people how to find you, Doug.
I'm sorry, Stacy, I couldn't hear you.
Tell the people how to find you.
Oh, sure. So you can find me at THF, the Healing Field 11, THF11.com, THF11 here on YouTube. And it is my private Instagram page, but if you're inclined to look me up, it's THF11 on Instagram. So I'm available if anybody would like to chat esoteric. I will be having probably like a monthly archetypal forecast for each sign. So we look at the season of each sign. So I want to encourage if anybody wants to check me out there, that's going to be the venture.
All right. Sounds great. All right, guys. Have a great 2 weeks. We'll see you guys. And if you're in my channel, I am going to have this coming up this week. Life path number readings for the second half of the year. So you guys get an update on that. Make sure you subscribe. We will be back in 2 weeks and on Sunday. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Hi, everybody. Have a great afternoon.